Hello everybody, Dylan Cliché here, and welcome to another episode of Dylan Cliché Movie Reviews. Why don't we just skip the prologue and get right on with the review? Released on February 8th, 1967, the movie is Monkeys Go Home. The film begins with a man named Henry Hank Dussart, played by the late Dean Jones, arriving in Provence, France, where he goes to Emile Perales' agency office, but he's not there right now. He then sees a woman named Maria Ricero, played by the late Yvette Miniaux, going into a butcher shop where Marcel Cartucci, played by the late Bernard Warringer, tells her that he's dying for love of her.
See how my hand shakes. For a butcher, this is dangerous.
What am I going to do with you, Marcel? Won't you ever give up?
Never. Time is in my favor. One of these days, you will outgrow those childish religious scruples.
Oh, that has nothing to do with how I... Oh, what is the use? Just give me the meat Mama ordered.
Maria comes out of the butcher shop and Hank asks her where Emile Perales is.
I tried there. He's out.
You see the cafe? The table with the three men.
Yes?
He's on the right.
Thank you very much.
Monsieur.
Hank walks over to the cafe and meets Perales, played by the late Clement Terrari.
Henry Dussart.
Dussart?
Yes.
Oh, Dussart! From America, yes?
Yes.
Oh, the nephew of old Danton. Come all the way from America to claim his inheritance. I was expecting you, monsieur.
Thank you.
Perales takes Hank to his office where he asks him how much he's selling the olive grove for. But he says it's not for sale because he's going to live and work there.
After all, 500 olive trees.
480.
Well, give or take a few, that's still a lot of trees. Should be a real good living in them.
They are worthless.
Worthless?
The cost of labor, monsieur. The olives could never support you.
Now, wait. My mother used to live in this town. She always told me there was money in olives.
Times change, monsieur. The world is watching its weight. Olive oil is out of fashion. Do yourself a favor and reconsider.
You almost had me fooled there for a minute.
Eh?
Real estate pitch in southern France is same as the USA.
Naturally, I do not expect you to take my word. Find out for yourself.
I intend to, if you'll tell me how to get there.
Hank then drives to the place. Soon he arrives, goes inside the house, and looks around. He then hears some people singing French outside and sees a man named Father Sylvain, played by the late Maurice Chevalier, walking with some kids. The two men meet and Hank tells Father Sylvain what he'll be doing there. However, Father Sylvain tells him that an unmarried man being an olive farmer is impossible.
You know you're the second man today that's told me olives are worthless?
No, I never said worthless. But unless a man has many children, he will not get his olives picked.
He won't.
The cost of labor, monsieur. It eats all the profit.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll pick 'em myself then.
Obviously, monsieur, you know nothing about the olives.
Well, they pick 'em off the trees, don't they?
Well, over in Marseille, but our trees are different. When the olives are ripe, the mistral comes and knocks them to the ground.
The Mistral.
Yeah, the big wind that blows through here every year at harvest time. The wind knocks the olives down, then they must be picked up with the thumb and the finger, one at a time. A man's fingers are too rough. The fingers of a woman are better. But those of the child are best of all.
The next morning, Hank wakes up hearing a woman singing outside his bedroom, and it's Maria making him breakfast, and she tells him that Father Sylvain sent her.
Father... Oh, the priest.
The truth is, monsieur, he asked Maman to come, but she's ill, so I have come instead.
Oh.
Pardon, monsieur. Breakfast is ready. Bon appétit, monsieur.
Thank you. Father Sylvain, huh?
While eating breakfast, Hank asks Maria if she's a widow.
Me? No. But Maman is. She has 9 children.
She... 9?
I'm the eldest. Eat, monsieur, it becomes cold.
He then hears some people outside, and they're Maria's brothers and sisters. The boys clean up the yard, and the girls clean up the inside of the house.
Sidoni, come here. Come and look at the picture.
I'll take that. There we go. Never mind.
Pardon, monsieur?
Never mind cleaning up in here. Everybody outside.
But, monsieur...
No buts. Out, out, out. I just don't like people looking around and cleaning up, that's all.
But I promise, Father Sylvain.
Now, you tell Father Sylvain I appreciate the help, but no thanks. And you tell him for me that when I need little, pickers, I'll supply my own way. Thank you. And it won't have to be by marriage. Now, mademoiselle, au revoir.
Later, Maria goes to Marcel's butcher shop for an order, and Marcel asks her how Hank is doing.
The one whose breakfast you have been serving?
Where did you hear that?
Oh, these things get around.
Oh, it happened once. I haven't seen him since.
Oh, no?
How could I possibly have seen him? He keeps to himself. And besides, he has been away.
But you do notice that he does keep to himself and that he has been away.
Maria then tries to start her bike's engine, but it won't start, so Father Sylvain helps her.
Meanwhile, you say a prayer to Saint Priest. When you contemplate his holy anger, these little irritations fade away. You see? It's working already.
Oh, I'm sorry, Father. I've lost your place.
Oh, it's nothing, Maria. At my age, I know this book by heart.
He then asks her about Hank.
Oh, I know when to mind my own business, Father. Oh, I'm not the least interested in that man. And you know, he's not a bachelor like you said.
No? You only told me he was.
Marius saw pictures of him with his children.
Oh, but they could be his cousins, or perhaps his nieces or nephews.
Then why was he ashamed?
Ashamed?
Oui, he became very angry, and he grabbed the pictures from Marius and he threw us out. Why would he do that if he's not hiding something?
Oh, come now, Maria.
He's ashamed because his children are so ugly.
Maria.
Marius said they look just like little monkeys.
Little monkeys.
Meanwhile, Hank's bringing 4 female chimpanzees named Celeste, Delphine, Madeline, and Monique that he bought from the U.S. Air Force into town, planning to train them to pick olives.
Hey, cool it back there, will you? Why don't you look at the map like Madeline here? Hey! Wow. Cut that out now, Delphine. That's not funny. Sit down. Keep your hands to yourself. That's better. How we doing?
As they come into town, Hank has them get down so nobody will see them.
That's good. Now stay that way. Under wraps till the time is right.
They arrive at the house where Hank puts the chimps in a room and then Maria arrives.
I saw them, monsieur. They are charming.
What are you doing here again for? I mean,
They are your family, monsieur, but why did you not tell me?
well, I wanted to keep it a secret.
Why, is it something to be ashamed of?
Well, no. It's just that,
Let me see them, monsieur, please.
Easy. They're not used to strangers. Take it easy.
So Hank introduces Maria to the chimps.
They are beautiful. Where did you get them?
I picked them up in Marseille. Bought them from the U.S. Air Force.
The Air Force?
Uh-huh, yeah, they used to be Astro chimps. I was their trainer.
May I, monsieur?
I guess so. Celeste seems to like you.
Celeste?
Yeah, I gave them all French names since they'll be living here. That's Delphine, the large one, and Madeline and Monique.
All girls?
Females are more cooperative than males. Higher sense of responsibility.
Oh, naturally, monsieur. It has always been so.
Uh-huh. But don't get any wrong ideas. They may be girls, but they're rugged.
Maria then asks Hank if she can help with them, but he says no.
Please, monsieur, I would be like a mother to them.
You just spoil them.
Look, do you see how she takes to me already?
Give them too much affection, they walk all over you.
Nobody ever has too much love, monsieur.
Well, that's true. Wait a minute. Now, look, I have put a lot of time and effort into their education. I'm not about to goof it up.
But, monsieur, I would make them the cutest little outfits.
Now, that is exactly the kind of help I don't want. These are not dolls you play with. They're chimpanzees. As such, they have dignity and they have rights. I'm not about to let somebody come in and turn them into clowns or glamour girls or anything except plain, simple, hardworking chimps. You understand?
Oui, monsieur.
All right.
But I was just thinking, you know, the sun is very hot. And if they had little bonnets, when I take them walking in the village...
Stop right there. The village is absolutely out of bounds. Absolutely.
But why?
Hank and Maria step out of the room and Hank tasks Maria to keep this a secret.
You're the only one who knows about him, you know.
I am?
Yeah, so I'm sort of in your power.
You are what?
Never mind. Look, I am going to teach these monkeys how to pick olives.
To pick olives?
Yeah.
How clever, monsieur.
Yeah. Now look, if I let you help me with the training, will you promise not to tell anybody?
Oh, yes, I will not tell a soul.
Okay.
But why must I not tell a soul?
Well, I don't want kids and sightseers coming up here and fouling up discipline and training, you understand?
Oui, monsieur.
All right, now don't even tell your own family.
Not even Mama will I tell.
Okay. It'll just be yours, our secret. You and me,
Maria then leaves. Later, Hank buys a bunch of bananas for the chimps, and after he leaves, Marcel and Perales walk over to ask the grocer, played by the late Alan Carney, why Hank bought all those bananas.
What does he do? He eats them. What else?
For one man, that is a lot of fruit.
Perhaps he is a vegetarian.
Hey, whatever he is, it is good for business.
A strange man,
Right. Even for an American. You are certainly is married,
Ah, I did not say that.
but you did speak of a room for children.
I see. You are worried about Maria.
Yes, she's young and innocent. Her head could be turned by this foreigner. Something is funny?
No. I was just thinking. A big red-blooded butcher like you, afraid of a vegetarian? Now, that is a funny thing. That is a very, very funny thing.
At the olive farm, Hank sees that Maria made the chimps dresses.
Aren't they sweet?
No, they look ridiculous. Maria, didn't I tell you they were working chimps?
Oui, monsieur, but they are girls and they have feelings. To a girl, appearance is most important, especially chimpanzee.
Yeah, well, we'll just see about that. Come on, girls. We're going to take up the lesson where we left off yesterday. Keep in mind rule number 1. We do not eat the olives.
Paralis watches Hank and Maria training the chimps to pick olives. Celeste wanders off and climbs up a tree, and Hank goes after her.
Celeste, I'm getting upset. Come here.
Watch it, Hank. Be careful.
Celeste. Oh, no.
Hank, Sherry, you're hurt. Hank, look at me. Say something.
You and your fancy clothes. Come on, that's going to get you nowhere, Celeste. Come on. Back to work.
Father Sylvain then arrives and sees the chimps picking olives. Hank asks him to keep it a secret, though.
Oh, of course. You anticipate a corner on the olive market, eh?
No. Look, Father, you see what would happen? Hundreds of people would come up here. Newspapermen, publicity. First thing you know, the whole world would be looking, and it could ruin everything.
Forgive me, monsieur. My enthusiasm is my greatest fault. I must correct it.
I figured you'd understand.
But in time, everyone will know and should know, yes?
Yes, after we've got it down pat and we're in business, fine.
I will keep it to myself, monsieur. My word. Au revoir, busy ones. I will be looking forward to your success.
That night, while getting the chimps ready for bed, Maria suggests to Hank that they should find a boy chimp for the girls.
Boy!
Monsieur is heartless.
Maria, if you bring any kind of a distraction in here now, we'd never get any work out of him.
Work. Money and work, is it all you think about?
Go to sleep.
Bonsoir, monsieur.
Don't go away angry.
I'm not angry.
Well, then stop pouting. Or whatever it is you women do when you're not agreed with.
I don't know why monsieur should be so upset. After all, you men are always right.
Hey, will you stop calling me monsieur? The name's Hank, and I'm not upset.
If you do not want my advice, you may be honest and tell me so.
Hey, don't twist things around that way.
Think it over, monsieur.
Think what over?
Bonsoir, monsieur.
Hank!
Meanwhile, Marcel tells the townspeople that Hank has trained monkeys to pick olives.
Monsieur Madou.
Did you say monkeys, Monsieur Cartucci?
Monkeys! Chimpanzees, to be exact, Monsieur Mandou.
Do you mean to say these animals pick olives?
They do.
That is very clever.
It is criminal!
It is also very funny.
Marcel tells everybody that the chimps will take their jobs.
Take the bread out of your mouth and you laugh! You are a maker of furniture, Monsieur Madou. How would you like to see monkeys in your workshop making tables and chairs?
That would be something, Monsieur. But I doubt if they could do the fine work.
This is nothing to be made light of! We are confronted with creeping capitalism. I propose we stop it here and now, once and for all. Do I hear any suggestions? So, once again, you leave the thinking to your leaders, hmm? Good. We have not let you down.
Morales then tells everybody that they will be alerting the village with slogans and they need painters.
Who will volunteer? I would consider it an honor, Monsieur Secretary.
The next day, Hank drives into the village and sees the slogans on the buildings and walks over to Father Sylvain, who is crossing one out.
You see what the godless propagandists have done? It's all over town, the same thing.
Who told them about my monkeys?
Oh, who knows? Their spies are everywhere.
Well, why do they pick on me?
They've run out of causes.
Causes?
Without causes, they have no need for slogans. Without slogans, they fade away and they are forgotten. You and your monkeys came just in time.
Yeah, well, who's the guy I'd like to punch in the nose?
Oh, it's no secret that our butcher is the local leader.
Oh.
Oh, but he's a formidable man.
Stay out of this. This is my fight.
No, I will come with you. Oh.
Hank goes into Marcel's butcher shop and asks him what he has against chimps.
I've nothing against chimpanzees. I love chimpanzees. But not when you train them to pick olives.
Where did you hear that?
We are intelligent and resourceful. If there is injustice, we smell it out. So go back to America and take your slave labor with you.
Slave? This guy's out of his mind.
Father Sylvain explains to Marcel that since the beginning of time, man has used animals to ease his burden.
Like the horse and the chicken and the cow. How about that?
Man has trained those animals for tasks he cannot do himself. Can you pull a wagon or give milk? Can you lay an egg?
Yeah, well,
The Bible says God created the animals for...
Don't try to confuse us with theology. When you train monkeys to do a man's work, you create unemployment. What will become of us when your monkey army takes over? Answer me that.
Monkey? By that time, you'll be hanging in a deep freeze and pigs will be running this butcher shop.
That's a stupid statement.
No more stupid than saying we make a horse pull a cart because a man can't.
That's not stupid, that's a fact.
Aha! Then a horse is putting 6 men out of work because 6 men could very easily pull a wagon.
There you are! Now he wants to harness men to carts.
What?
You have given us a challenge, Tsar. A challenge we cannot ignore.
Hank leaves the shop. Maria arrives and asks Hank if something's wrong.
Is something wrong, she says. Where are your eyes? It's all over the village.
Everybody knows about these monkeys.
Oh, and you think I told?
Who else? If Father didn't, then who else? No one else knew the secret.
But I did not tell anyone.
Not even your butcher boyfriend, huh?
Why do you say that?
Oh, don't give me the sweet and innocent. I saw you the first day I got to this town. You were in there kissing him.
It is not true.
I saw it.
I mean, you do not understand.
What's to understand? Oh, who cares anyway?
That's right. Who cares? Who could possibly care about such a stupid man like you? I don't want to see you again, you or your monkeys, ever.
Hank heads back to the farm and Father Sylvain follows him on Maria's motorbike, and when he catches up to him...
I did not think you were the kind to run from a fight.
I'm not running.
No?
No. I'm gonna go home, collect my thoughts, and find out where I stand.
You stand in the dead center of local politics, like a target. What you need is the advice of an expert.
You?
Oh, I am an amateur. No, I suggest that we ally our forces and consult a professional. Monsieur Gaston Loup, the mayor of Saint-Priest.
So they visit Mayor Gaston Lou, played by the late Marcel Hiller, and ask him to have the slogans removed.
If I do that, they will accuse me of destroying the freedom of the press. I was elected, you see, by all shades of opinion. And I respect the right of everyone to his own beliefs.
Well, I appreciate your point, Mr. Mayor, but involving my chimps in politics is going too far.
But what of the law that forbids the defacing of public property?
I would rather not invoke it, Father. But as one who has faith in the democratic processes, I believe that every man has a right to express his opinions in the same way as his opponent. Even you, monsieur. Must I speak any plainer?
Mr. Mayor, you are a very smart man.
A modern Solomon.
Common sense, nothing more.
The next day, Hank and Father Sylvain start painting slogans for the chimps to have equal rights.
Whose side are you on, Monsieur Cartouche?
Later, during a festival, Father Sylvain and the kids sing a song to Hank.
Our troubles they must trivial be. Joie, 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 the vivre, money cannot buy it.
Joy, joy, the joy of living doesn't cost a sou.
So when your heart is heavy and your cares are many, just try to count the stars and poof, your cares are few. How large is this our galaxy? How small a speck our earth? Then how much smaller mortal we? Our troubles they must trivial be. How large is this our galaxy? How small a speck our earth? Then how much smaller mortal we? Our troubles they must trivial be. How large is this our galaxy? How small a speck our earth? Then how much smaller mortal we? Our troubles they must trivial be.
After the song, Hank meets Pia Stilo, an olive miller played by the late Jules Munshin, and he offers Hank 10 francs for all his olives. But he doesn't buy olives picked by monkeys.
If I buy monkey-picked olives at any price, I will lose this deal. Politics is something I usually avoid, monsieur, but after all, business is business.
Well, those dirty... All right, you won't deal with me. I'll go somewhere else.
Spare yourself the trouble, monsieur. We millers have a gentleman's agreement not to raid the district of another.
You mean I'm bucking a monopoly?
I am sorry, monsieur, but you cannot fight the system. Take my advice. Sell out. Go back to America.
Hank then makes Pia Stilo an offer.
Suppose I, give you my olives for 5 francs a measure.
How many trees?
480.
480 trees against several thousand? Even at 5, that is absurd.
Okay. But suppose I guaranteed to deliver every olive in the district, including those owned by politicians.
Monsieur, if you can perform this miracle with or without monkeys, you have a deal.
Don't go away.
Hank then walks over to Father Sylvain and tells him something, and he tells everybody the good news.
Mesdames, Messieurs, I have an important announcement to make to all resident owners of olive trees. A business proposition from our American friend, Henri Dussart. His 4 chimpanzees, who can pick better than 10 measures an hour, are at the disposal, free of charge, of all who want their crops harvested. The olives will be purchased by Monsieur Piastilio at 5 francs a measure. What? All who wish to take advantage of this offer may sign up at the rectory.
However, Marcel tells the crowd that he can get them 10 francs a measure.
Including the cost of labor?
Labor comes to 5. That still leaves you a net profit of 5.
Labor comes to 8, my friend. And it leaves only a profit of 2 francs. Unless, of course, you choose to pick your olives yourselves. So now, what do you say? You've heard both offers.
So everybody goes with Hank's offer.
It worked.
Thank you, Father.
Oh, good.
Are you blind to a reason? Do you think you will see ever 1 franc of profit? This is a fraud, a shameless exploitation. As your chairman, I forbid you to use monkey labor. Listen to your leaders before it is too late, before the American robs you of everything you own.
Maria then tells Hank that he did a wonderful thing and asks him how the chimps are doing.
Oh, fine, fine.
You know, I've missed them.
Well, they've missed you, too.
Did you leave them home alone?
Yeah, the door's locked. Prowlers can't get in, they can't get out.
Well, I'm sure Monsieur knows best.
Hank.
Monsieur Hank.
Later that night, Marcel tells Paralis that Pia Stilo made an offer with the monkeys.
Aye, then it is too bad I was away.
Even you couldn't have prevailed against 5 francs a measure.
Now, my friend, all is not yet lost. While you were letting things get out of hand...
Paralis then tells Marcel that he's been making arrangements.
That we'd pluck this American from our beloved soil by the roots and destroy him forever.
After the festival, Hank and Maria return to the farm and reveal their love for each other. However, Hank tells Maria that marriage isn't for him right now.
You understand that, don't you, Maria?
I'm trying to, Monsieur.
Look, Maria, you're a beautiful girl. And you're fun to be with, and marriage is just not for me, not right now.
It's very considerate of you to be so honest with me, Monsieur.
Well, I think it's only fair that a guy lets a girl know where she stands. I mean, where he stands.
Forgive me if I've been forcing myself upon you.
Maria.
Bonsoir, Monsieur.
Look, wait a minute. I didn't mean to say anything wrong.
Have no importance.
Look, Maria, why is it we end up this way all the time?
Maria then gets upset and runs away. Hank then goes inside and meets a woman named Yolande Angeli, played by the late Yvonne Constant, who claims to be his cousin.
My cousin?
Oui, monsieur. There is no one else, monsieur. Only me.
Oh. Well, do you mind if I join you?
Please.
She tells Hank that she'll be living with him because half of the property is hers. However, he doesn't remember having any relatives with the last name Angeli.
Nevertheless, I am your cousin on your mother's side, and the law of France says that... but read it for yourself, monsieur.
Oh, Emile Parolis, huh?
You know him?
Yeah, slightly. This his doing?
You might say that. As a friend, he's looking out for my interest.
She then asks Hank where she'll be sleeping and says that the room by the kitchen looks nice.
No, I mean, no. You don't want to use that room. It's an old storeroom. Wouldn't do it all.
You are lying, monsieur.
What?
Something is in there.
That's what he said. It's a storeroom.
Storeroom for what?
Well, for things. What else?
I heard noises.
No.
People moving around, whispering.
Go on.
Are those your slaves?
My slaves?
Monsieur Parolis said you were keeping slaves like animals, or animals like slaves, or something. As your cousin, I have a right to know.
Now, look, you're all mixed up. I do not keep slaves.
You are not living here alone, monsieur. Be honest with me. Who is locked up in there?
There is nobody locked up in there. We're the only two people in the house, you and me. And don't talk to me about honesty. I'm honest to a fault. I lose all my friends that way. Now shut up and go to bed.
Yolande then goes into Hank's room, and then Maria arrives to apologize to Hank. She then meets Yolande.
Your anger.
Who is this?
This is my neighbor. Neighbor? Maria, meet, my cousin. Look, I know what you're thinking, and you're wrong.
You do not have to explain it to me, monsieur. I do not care.
Tell her.
Tell her what?
Tell her who you are, what you're doing here.
Oh, that! Dry your tears, chérie. As his cousin, half of this property is mine, so here I am.
Is it true?
Well, you heard her. It's all spelled out right here.
I am sorry about this, chérie, but of course, it is always better to know the truth before marriage. Is it not so?
I'll walk you home.
You needn't bother.
Now, let's not start that again. I'm walking you home.
Maria then leaves, and Hank tells her that Yolande was sent by Perales to stop the chimps.
But then she's not your cousin.
I don't know who she is. Believe me.
I believe you, Hank.
Good. Right now, I'm worried about the monkeys. The olives are ripe, the big wind's due any day. If Paroles can legally tie up my estate, I may never get anybody's olives picked, including my own. It could wipe me out.
Does she know about the monkeys?
No, I don't think so.
Then we'd better get them out of the house before she does see them.
Yeah, I know. The problem is where to keep them.
We have a big empty barn.
That's good. No, wait a minute. Let's wait till she's asleep. Come here.
Later, while Yolande is sleeping, Hank and Maria sneak into the house to get the chimps. Yolande wakes up, and Hank and Maria manage to get the chimps out and take them to a barn at Maria's house.
Hey, come back here.
Oh, let them play. Enjoy their new home.
Madeline, leave those chickens alone. Madeline! Oh, shit. Oh. Hey, you sure your mother won't mind us keeping them here?
Oh, but of course not. Maman loves animals.
Yeah, glad to hear that.
The next morning, Maria arrives at the farm, goes into the house where Yolande talks to her.
You are the fiancé of Monsieur Dussart, yes?
I am his fiancée, no.
Oh, then you can speak frankly. What kind of a man is this Dussart?
Kind of man?
Is there not something strange about him?
He is a bachelor and he lives by himself. That is strange.
He may be a bachelor, chérie, but he does not live by himself.
No?
What of the room with the bars and the window?
Oh, that. That is not for me to say.
'Tis bad.
Bad, mademoiselle?
I heard sounds last night, like whispering and thumping and the pat of feet. I got up to look, poof, nothing.
So?
Is this place haunted?
Do you believe in ghosts?
Certainly not.
Meanwhile, Hank's visiting the mayor with Father Sylvain, and they show him the paper which the mayor says might be a fraud.
I suggest you retain a lawyer and fight it.
And pay him with what? Half a failing farm? Mr. Mayor, it's been nice knowing you.
Hank then decides to leave town. That night, Yolande returns to the farm where inside the house, Hank tells her that the place is all hers.
This magnificent mansion, those profitable olives, and these fertile fields, all yours.
You are leaving me?
I am leaving you.
Oh, monsieur. Monsieur. Please do not leave me. Oh, come back, my cousin. You're all I have. Oh, but please do not leave me here alone. I'm frightened.
lock your doors and windows and count your blessings.
But that would not help, monsieur. Monsieur, listen to me.
Yolande then tells Hank that she thinks the house is haunted.
The 4 dead wives of Uncle Anton, they are haunting this place.
4 wives?
Oui.
No kidding. Uncle Anton had 4 wives?
Have you not heard?
No.
You do not know why is that little room with bars on the window?
Oh. No. Why is that little room with bars on the windows?
That's where Uncle Anton tortured his poor little wives before he murdered them and threw them down the well.
Good heavens.
I know this to be true, monsieur, because I heard them last night.
No.
Oui, I heard them moaning and crying and clawing at the walls. It was terrible.
My.
She then faints and Hank brings her to bed. He then goes and gets the chimps.
Celeste? Monique! Hey, girls. Delphine?
Maria's mother then comes in and Hank asks her where the chimps are.
Maria took them for a walk, monsieur.
For a walk? This time of night, where'd she go?
She did not say, monsieur. Would you care to wait inside?
What? Oh, no. Thank you, Mrs. Rizeron. I think I'll look around and see if I can find her.
Meanwhile, Maria takes the chimps back to the farm where they go inside the house and the chimps mess with Yolande. Yolande then wakes up, sees the chimps, and they scare her out of the house. Hank then comes in and asks what she did to Yolande.
I did nothing to her. Well, I brought the monkeys here, that is all. It is their home. They have as much right to be here as she does. Is it not so?
You know something?
Oui, monsieur.
Hank.
Yes, Hank.
You're a devil.
Yes, Hank.
A shrewd, cunning, insidious, but very beautiful devil. Maria?
Yes.
Come here.
The next day, Hank and the chimps go into town. Father Sylvain buys Hank a drink and tells Marcel that Yolande revealed to him that she was an imposter and wants him to apologize to the village for conspiring with Paralis to take Hank's property.
You lie! You dare to call me a liar before these witnesses? When you are guilty of fraud, theft, and bribery?
That's not true. Parolis told me that girl had a legitimate claim. I'm an honest man. I'm not ashamed of what I believe, and I'm not a liar or a thief.
Then you're a fool, Marcel. A stupid tool for a sly and cunning man.
Talk is cheap. Where's your proof?
Show him the proof, Henri.
The olive miller gave this to me. It's a contract drawn up by Parolis. In it, he states the terms and conditions whereby he, Parolis, will deliver olives picked by monkeys.
Your monkeys, monsieur?
My monkeys, after he got legal title to them.
The fraud is now obvious, of course. Parolis never told me this.
Paralis then approaches the cafe. Marcel walks over to him and a fight begins.
Please, monsieur, my produce. Idiot! Where you going, imbecile?
Imbecile?
Madu, you stupid idiot!
During the fight, the chimps get out of the car and Hank goes after them. After a few minutes, Father Sylvain stops the fight with an olive tree branch.
This olive branch is a symbol of peace. Must I break your head with it to make you act like Christians?
Suddenly, the wind starts blowing, which means olives will be falling.
It's time to pick olive.
Later, the entire village goes to the olive farm where the chimps start picking olives. However...
Oh no.
Isn't he marvelous? The girls in the perfume factory helped me to raise the money to buy him. Look, they're happy already.
They're slap happy. Get back to work. Madeline, pick the olives. Celeste, the olives. Pick them up. Delphine, come here. Pick up the olives.
The truck takes the boy chimp behind the house and the female chimps follow. Everybody laughs and Father Sylvain gives a speech.
Who among you thinks of himself as a good neighbor? If you do, then consider for a moment your neighbor, the American. He staked his fortune and his reputation on this venture and lost through no fault of his own. Have you already forgotten? He offered to share his monkeys with you free of charge? And is this the way you repay a kindness? With jeers and scornful laughter? I say the least we can do for this good neighbor is help him harvest his olive crop. Right?
So the villagers help Hank pick the olives and he and Maria join them. And that was Monkeys Go Home. My thoughts? It's really good. In the end, I give this film 4 stars out of 5. Well, that's it for Monkeys Go Home. Be sure to join next week when I'll be reviewing the Disney film based on Sonora Webster Carver's memoir about some events of her own life. And if you enjoyed this video, then please tell your friends about me, leave some questions in the comments below, subscribe, and hit that like button.
Admire les étoiles et prouve tu seras gay.